Welcome to the Beaufort News. I'm your host, Robin Zimmerman, and we're bringing you our newscast today from downtown Beaufort in front of the Pat Conroy Literary Center. And our first guest is an old friend of mine. His name is Jim Foster. He's the Director of Communications spokesperson for the Beaufort County School District, and he and I used to work for the state years ago. I worked in the governor's office, the Department of Corrections, and you were for the Department of Education.
Department of Education, yes.
So it's good to see you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
A lot happened in 2019. New board, new superintendent, bond referendum passed. So Jim, let's begin with a new superintendent. Okay. So Dr. Frank Rodriguez, how is he doing?
He's doing really, really well. He and his family have settled in, and he's the first superintendent we've had in a long time who actually has children in the system. He's got one in middle school, one in high school. Right. But he's really been impressed, I think, by the warmth and the affection he's been greeted with. He's been working really hard, and he spent most of the fall on what he called his listening tour.
Right.
All over the county, basically wanting people to tell him what was on their minds and what they thought their priorities were for the school system.
And I bet he was just so excited, as the entire, of course, district was, about the referendum passing. And I don't think one had passed in, 11 years or something like that. So a big shot in the arm to Beaufort County schools. So let's talk about the passing of the referendum and where we are with all of that.
Well, you mentioned it's been 11 years. Most fast-growing school districts, as we are, have a referendum every 4 or 5 years just to keep up. We haven't had one since 2008, 11 years. 2 unsuccessful ones in 2016 and 2018, but overwhelming support, 70% yes, on the one that occurred in November.
Mm-hmm. And I believe there is an oversight committee that has been formed to kind of help work on the various projects, kind of prioritize the projects. Can you talk about that, Jim, a little bit?
Actually, talk about 2 things that happened this week.
Okay.
One of those was we had the groundbreaking ceremonies for the first 2 referendum projects yesterday. Those were classroom additions, 16 classrooms at River Ridge Academy, 23 classrooms at May River High. Those were yesterday. And then last night, the first meeting of the Citizen-Led Oversight Committee, which is a group of community volunteers, and they're totally independent, and they will monitor and report back to the board and to the public every dollar of every expenditure from all of the referendum funding.
Wow, very exciting. And from what I'm understanding, that financially the district is in good shape. Report card, very positive. You want to share some news about any of that information?
Well, the school report cards, we did have several pieces of really good news. The first report cards with the new system came out last year in 2018. And in those cards, of the schools that we have who are rated good, average, and excellent, 70% of our schools, this year that increased from 70% to 88%. So that's very positive. And the other good thing was that we had our 9th consecutive year of improved high school graduation rates. We're the highest we've ever been.
Wow, outstanding. So let's look at 2020. So again, with the bond referendum, lots of projects going on. What is the vision of the superintendent for this particular year?
Well, the 2 big issues obviously are the bond referendum. We have $344 million. Those projects will occur over the next 4 to 5 years. The first 2 are already underway. We have 11 more starting this summer. So that's that. The other thing is that he is very much focused on a new long-range strategic plan for the district. A lot of his listening tour that he went on the fall was immaterial information that he will use to create that plan. There will be numerous opportunities for community involvement. That will play out over the next few months.
Now, as he was on those listening tours, Jim, did he bring back a lot of new information from parents and families of the students, or really what did he gain from the tour?
Data.
Okay.
Really, he asked 3 questions, and those questions elicited answers from people about the things that they were proud of with the district, the things they thought were being done very well, and the things that needed to be improved, and how the community could work together with the school district to do that. So those were all data points, all the responses that he got, and those data points will go into the strategic plan.
Wow. Any final thoughts as we move into this year?
Just that it's really exciting. We have our board is still, I guess, qualifies as new. More than half of our school board took office last January, so they're just starting their 2nd full year with a new board. 6 months, brand new superintendent, and this incredible bond referendum. What an opportunity. But now it's up to us, the school district, to prove that we will do exactly what we said we were going to do with the money.
Very good. Jim Foster, Director of Communications for the Beaufort County School District. So good to see you.
Great to see you again.
And coming up, we'll hear more about the Beaufort Digital Corridor and the Sea Island Coalition. Stay with us.